Alright, yes, here is another mousepad review. This is the Midori The Girl pad. So this is the first release from the company Madori. So I want to get a few things out of the way. The price of this pad is £44 before shipping, so it's a premium mousepad release, and it is also the first release of Midori. The specs of this pad are 500 by 500 size with a 4 base, and then it uses a new base called Starshine PU. It also has below surface stitching, and then it uses a UV print, so we'll get into all that stuff later. So let's talk a bit about Midori first, as it's the company. So Midori caught the eye of the community this year after their promotion on their socials like Twitter. They advertised to the enthusiast market with their Japanese style branding. You can tell Midori actually care about their products after you can see enthusiasm from them and their owner over on Twitter. You can see they actually care about the feedback and want to make changes to their products based on what the community think about them. So let's talk about the packaging you get with this release as well. Okay, so the pad comes flat packed and you get two boxes. You get the outer box, which has nothing on it, and then you get this box containing the pad, which is this lovely Midori sort of like the Japanese style brand, and I really like this. You can see they really went the extra mile here and put some nice artwork on the back as well. This box will be going on my wall. So the pad itself, when you take it out of the box, of course, has that sleeve like most mouse pads do to keep it protected. My pad arrived from America to UK in perfect condition. There was nothing wrong with it at all. Perfect. It looked really good. Okay, so a major part of Midori's marketing with this pad was the Starshine PU base. Now, this is the first time I've come across this base. However, I know there's some reviewers who have seen it before on other less known mouse pads. So this take on PU actually really works well. Aesthetically, it looks nice. You can see the small shines here reflecting from the light. But physically, this base is just really good. It's really practical. There's no moving or budging on the desk at all. It sticks to my desk perfectly. And from my experience, when you lift up the base, I don't have that peeling effect. But it still works really well. It's not super sticky, but it is a really good base. Now it is quite soft. You can really dig into this base. It is a soft pad. But we'll go in depth on that later because it actually works really well for this pad. So you can see once this pad's down, not budging at all, not moving. It's sticking to the desk really well, and I can just lift it up. We're chilling. So of course the stitching is below the surface. I'll chuck some pictures on screen. But this is what you'd expect from this premium release. You would expect this good quality stitching. I have no complaints with it at all. It sits nicely and doesn't impact my performance when I go over it. I don't really feel it. It's fine. However, you can see where the stitching actually finishes just up here. You can see where it kind of finishes and starts, but that's on lost pads. It doesn't really matter. You can see how small it is, realistically. Not the biggest deal in the world. So Madori chose to have a UV print on this mouse pad. And on their website it says you may find faint lines across depending on your angle and how the lighting is in your room. So I've had a positive experience with the surface. I've had no issues to report about it with the UV at all. It hasn't impacted any of my gameplay. So I've got no negatives at all to say about this UV print, actually. I think it works really well for this mousepad. Of course, it's to do with the artwork. The artwork on this pad looks really nice. They went with a girl on a mousepad, which we're seeing a lot in the market. But in their defense, it actually looks different. It looks more like a portrait of someone than the sort of anime style we would normally see. I'll put up the artist's Twitter on the screen now, so you can go check them out. But this artwork does look really nice. It's great artwork. It really just completes the pad. So the most important part of the mouse pad is how does it perform, how's the surface in game? Well, it's marketed as a control pad, and yes, it is a control pad, but it's more on the speedier side of control, like Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn or Soku Kaizen Pro. It's a control pad, but has some more speed to it. It's not muddy. It's not super slow. So you get a nice glide. You get some nice flick speeds. There's of course that dynamic friction, but you can stop close on the dime, and it is really nice. You can feel that static friction on the pad, so you can really micro, and it's really good because you get that extra control for micro corrections. So you can flick on the target and quickly micro onto it. And this is something that I found I really enjoyed in this mouse pad. Like just the faster sort of flick speeds into slow micros, it works really well on some of these like dynamic micro scenarios on Kovacs. It's so good for that. And if you're like a TAC FPS player like Valorant CS2, this pad is literally perfect due to this like micro correction factor that it has. Like in those games you need to micro into heads a lot, you need to tap, and it just works. So you can flick between the targets really easily. And you can come to a full stop really quickly on this pad, and then you can see I can like dig in. I talked about this earlier. You can really kind of like dig into the pad due to how soft it is really into the base. And that just works in the pad's favor of giving you more control. So yeah, this pad surface is actually a really good experience. I'm more of a speed pad person, but this was a refreshing experience for me. I just really kind of like this surface. I want to show how the pad copes with some sleeves, of course, as we would. So as you can see, I'm using the Ghost Glide second skin sleeve here, and it actually does cause like a bit of friction. Not much, but you can still get away with it, but it's going to be loud and you might get the odd tug feeling. Here's the wall hack sleeve, and this one really emphasizes the tugging. You get it a lot more on this sleeve than you would the second skin sleeve. This is like close to unusable for me. I wouldn't like this at all. If you're doing like smoothness and you get caught, that's just going to ruin your run completely. So overall for Midori's first release, this mousepad is top tier. It's a 5-star experience matched with this great design. I would like to see a more standard option for Midori instead of this premium sort of release. If they did an option that was just pure colour with their logo in the bottom corner, and maybe 2 sizing options, so it's not just 500 by 500, so you have like that normal market 490 by 420, you're covering more ground with that. But this is Midori's first drop, so it's exciting times for Midori. They're a company to look out for the future, just because this is their first release and it's so high quality. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you for watching it, and I'll see you in a bit.